The iPhone 17 Pro might actually turn out to be a better deal than the iPhone 16 Pro, and yes, that's even with Apple reportedly raising prices this year. Sounds strange, right? We're so used to hearing price hike and thinking bad news, but in this case, the math tells a different story. Here's how it plays out. The current iPhone 16 Pro starts at $999 with 128 gigabytes of storage. Multiple reports, including one from the Wall Street Journal, say the iPhone 17 lineup will cost more, with a possible $50 bump across the iPhone 17 Air, iPhone 17 Pro, and iPhone 17 Pro Max. That would push the Pro's starting price to around $1,049 on paper. That sounds like Apple's just asking for more money. But here's the twist. A reliable source known as Instant Digital claims that the iPhone 17 Pro's base model won't start at 128 gigabytes anymore. Instead, it's jumping to 256 gigabytes. That's double the storage right out of the box. And here's where it gets interesting. The iPhone 16 Pro with 256 gigabytes currently costs $1,099. So if the 17 Pro launches at $1,049 for the same amount of storage, you're actually paying $50 less than you would today for an equivalent model. Now, not everyone cares about having 256 gigabytes. If you're happy with 128 gigabytes and mostly store things in the cloud, then yeah, this feels like Apple raising the entry price just to get into the Pro lineup. But if you're someone who constantly bumps against your storage limit, this is a win. You'd be getting more space for less money than before, and that's not something we often say about new iPhones. Of course, storage isn't the only upgrade. On the table, the iPhone 17 Pro is rumored to be getting some serious hardware improvements, a refreshed back design, a faster chip, and a new 48-megapixel telephoto camera. These aren't minor tweaks, they're changes that could make the device feel noticeably different and more capable, and the redesign is a big deal in itself. Apple hasn't really shaken up the Pro model's look since the iPhone X. Sure, we've seen refinements, but nothing truly new. This year, both the iPhone 17 Air and 17 Pro are expected to get a fresh new appearance. Apple is clearly hoping that a visual overhaul, combined with better hardware, will help spark interest, especially since the hype around Apple Intelligence didn't exactly send sales skyrocketing. From a business perspective, this move also makes sense. By boosting the iPhone 17 Pro's storage while raising its price just a little, Apple makes the jump feel more justified to customers, all while keeping the iPhone 17 Pro Max as the ultimate premium option with higher margins. It's a balancing act, offer just enough extra value to win over buyers without undermining the top-end model. If the leaks are correct, you'll be looking at $1,049 for a 256 gigabytes iPhone 17 Pro, with all the expected design changes, performance gains, and camera improvements. For buyers who are already eyeing a higher storage model, that's a pretty tempting offer. For everyone else, it's a higher starting point, but with more included, it's harder to dismiss it as a straight-up price gouge. So, should you be excited? If you regularly run into the limits of 128 gigabytes, absolutely, you're essentially getting double the storage, a better camera system, faster internals, and a new design, all for less money than you'd spend today on the same capacity. But if you're fine with less space, you'll need to weigh whether the other upgrades are worth the bump in cost. The real answers will come soon enough. Apple is expected to officially reveal the iPhone 17 series on September 9th, where we'll get confirmation on storage options, pricing, and whether these rumors hold up. Until then, the takeaway is pretty clear. The iPhone 17 Pro might not be the budget-busting disappointment some feared. Instead, it could be one of the rare times Apple's price increase actually brings better value. And in today's smartphone market, that's not something you see every day. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.